Well, you guys seemed to like the last time I rambled about 20 random cool things about Splatoon 3, which is great, because I had like another 15 of them already down and really wanted to do another one of those. So that's what we're doing. I don't have a huge list planned for one after this, so let me know in the comments some random stuff you like about this game, and maybe I'll do a whole video on it. Anyway, let's get started. One of my favorite things to do pre-launch Splatoon 3 was come up with rework ideas for different specials. Stuff like the multi-bomb launcher was a really cool concept, and you can see more of them in this video. But one of them was a reworked inkjet. I wanted one that felt a lot more powerful to use, and I thought the lack of ink armor was a good excuse to buff it. One idea I had was an alternate form of fire that could allow you to move your positioning around a little bit via like a burst of wind or something that would push you backward. And while we didn't get that exactly, we did end up getting a similar change to its boost, making it much more of an actual dodge, as well as allowing you to move into different places. I think it was a really cool change. And in general, I like everything they did with Inkjet. I mean, they made the radius size a little bit too big for a while, but I think it's in a pretty well balanced spot right now, and I think the special feels a lot more powerful while being more fun to go against. It might be my favorite special in the entire series, honestly. Number 2 is the jukebox. Honestly, it's kind of weird going back to Splatoon 2 and just hearing this one random lobby theme every time you're there. Splatoon 1, it didn't bother me as much, probably because we weren't in Splatoon 1 for very long, and also the Splatoon 1 lobby theme is just pretty good. But I mean, in this game, not only is there just a ton of lobby themes in the first place, but you could play songs from pretty much any part of the series via the jukebox, which is really nice. Sometimes I'll do little discussions in the training room for the second channel and I'll play a more quiet song. Sometimes I'll get requests from chat, or sometimes I'll want to listen to some Splatoon 1 music or something. And I can do that, and it costs basically nothing. That's awesome. Number 3 is the Grizzco Dually. Honestly, I think the idea for dodge rolls as an attack is just something I really enjoy. Obviously, it works well in Salmon Run, and that, along with 9 dodge rolls, is pretty cool in its own right. But not only do I like this weapon, but I hope it inspires a 7th dually with dodge roll attacks as an actual mechanic. This is such a cool idea that I really hope it makes the light of day in multiplayer somehow. While we're on Salmon Run, I want to talk about my favorite King Salmonid to fight, which is Ouroboros. Everything from the frantic scramble to shoot its bomb before it blows up to just how giant the Booyah Bomb is, and the cool design and sounds of the boss itself are just really nice. I don't really have any intuitive explanation for this. It just works for me. Number 5, I like the fact that you can swap your kits around in side order. It's a feature that they probably didn't need to include. It's very easy to see side order where you just aren't able to change the kits you get pre-selected. Like, it wouldn't have been that different. But they allowed you to actually mess with your subs and specials, and this is the first time in the entire series you could actually do some form of kit editing, which feels crazy to say, but it was really fun. I like that open experimentation and being able to think about which option I want on my weapon at any given time. It added a good bit of extra depth to the story mode, and it would be great for something like multiplayer if it was balanced properly. Number 6, the clam blitz changes. This is another really simple one. The clam spawns have 3 instead of 4, you only need 8 to make a football, and the baskets have their own kind of basketball-themed tunes to them. They're all very small changes, but it served to both simplify the mode down from Splatoon 2, but also give it a little bit more character, which I found was cool. I definitely enjoyed a lot more in this game. Number 7, Side Order's music. So I talked a little bit about Alterna's music last time and liking that one, and Side Order music is definitely more of a, hey, I enjoy listening to this while I'm playing Side Order thing. I just think the theming of the songs go pretty well. The idea of 3 different versions that all pick up in intensity as you get later in the tower is just a cool idea, and I like what they did with it. Number 8, Off the Hook. When I originally did my hero mode review, I was a little bit critical of Deep Cut, and I honestly haven't been feeling as much from the Squid Sisters as of late, so getting another story mode with Off the Hook was really nice. I think that the character work between the two, they're dynamic, and honestly a lot of their songs in general are just some of my favorites when compared to the other idol groups, and it's just really cool to see them get even more development in this game. It's really easy to see a version of Splatoon that just leaves each idol group behind when they're done with them, so it's nice to see Off the Hook getting some more stuff. I hope we get some expansion on Deep Cut in the future as well, because there's a lot of potential there. Number 9, Crab Tank. Crab is just another one of those specials that I really enjoy in this game, and honestly, it's really hard not to see it in any other future Splatoon game. There have been plenty of ideas for a tank or cannon type special, but making it fit with a crab that not only fits aesthetically, but also has unique implications for its movement to match is just a really neat idea. I like everything about the special, from its depth to how it was balanced to its core design. It's just really fun. Number 10, I really like it when people die to the fans in Marlin Airport. floor. Fan death will just always be funny. It does not happen as often in this game as in Splatoon 2, but that means whenever it does happen, it's honestly even more embarrassing. Number 11. I know it's Salmon Run's last map, but this is probably my favorite stage they've added to the mode, in either game. The ride rails on Arc Polaris were really cool, but I think how the stage as a whole played had some problems. This map not only feels unique with its mirrored symmetry, but the insane amount of useful rails on it really just makes it feel distinct with how you play it. I think if the multiplayer stages aren't gonna do it, the Salmon Run stages embracing more of the unique single-player mechanics would be a cool idea. I'd love to see one with something like dash pads, for instance. Number 12, just the entirety of Grandfest. Creating an entire separate hub with what I can only imagine is an incredible amount of coding work to get all the jellies to be able to be in the same place at the same time to hold a live, in-person concert is just plain cool. There's so many different things you could say about, from the remixed music to the guest visitors to all the little emotes you could do, but I think everyone gets that this is pretty awesome. Number 13, dual eye colors. This is another very small thing that I have no in-depth explanation for. I like the idea of multicolored eyes. They just look cool. I use them. That's it. Number 14, the weapon models / second kits being more distinct. Okay, this didn't happen for all of them. You know, you can look at Custom Blaster where they just added a second sticker. But like for 90% of the weapons and kits in this game, they did a good job making them more distinct. And I love all the different colors they've used for second weapon skin. It's a good way to more easily tell them apart and just match with more of the gear in the game. Number 15, new weapon sound effects. I feel like this is something people forget about, but stuff like NZAP and Jet Squelcher got reworked sounds, and there are also things like the Order weapons with completely new ones. I like all of these. Number 16, the table turf art of every card. You might notice that Chara uses these in thumbnails a lot, and I just like them in general. Not only is it a cool way to have a little piece of art for every single weapon in the game, but a lot of them are cool references. The ballpoint and Explosher, for example, actually match the Inklings and Octolings used in their Splatoon 2 reveal, and Heavy was the Splatoon 1 pose before it was even put in the game. It's a cool way to reference some old stuff. Number 17, I like the buffs they did to Inkstorm and Wavebreaker. I really hope we get more of them. It's kind of a shame they dropped in a patch that was really mediocre outside of that, because I think they deserved way more credit than I gave them originally, and I am doing that again now. Number 18, the gear customization stuff, like being able to move the glasses up and down and resize your shirts. Again, it's a small thing, but for my Stamper gear, I actually decided to wear the glasses I use up on my head to match the Octo glasses in my Range Blaster gear. And you can wear the Octo glasses, but that just kind of looks weird for some reason. Number 19, I like the weapon references to real-life stuff, like the NZAP and most recently S-Blast. I think it's a really cool idea to reference some actual things that Nintendo has made. And I'm just saying, the Wii remotes or the Switch Joy-Cons are like right there if you want to do a Splatana. The "are we gonna have a problem" meme could be real in Splatoon. Last but not least is the triple splashdown buff. I've talked a little bit about this on streams a bit more, but it was a lot more than we thought. When people hope for a 10-frame splashdown buff to match Splatoon 2, I think most of us expected it to just be the player hitting the floor. But being 10 frames to not only you, but the fists themselves have just completely changed how the special feels to me. It seems like such a small change, but I swear the difference in window to be able to deal with the special itself just opens up so much more playmaking capability. And while the special's not in a perfect spot, it's definitely made me appreciate its inclusion a lot more, and want it on way more weapons. So that's my list. 20 random things I enjoy about the game. Thanks for watching.